What's up, gamers and geeks? And in today's episode of Gaming Geeks Live, we will discuss.
What if Order 66 was unsuccessful? Stay tuned.
Every time. All right, man. We're in episode 2 today. It's our second recording episode, another Star Wars fan theory that Rick came up with, man. And so jump on this one. Rick did a shite ton of research on this one, but I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Rick.
And you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I kind of was looking into Order 66 and everything that it entailed, and boy, it's some good reading. It's really good reading and an interesting topic. I didn't realize there was so much. So the Caminos, I know you probably know this, but the Caminos, when they created the Clone Army, Sifo Dyas had determined to put the chip into their brains with programming in it. And in that programming, there was an Order 66. And what this Order 66 was intended to address rogue Jedi. Okay, now, basically what happened is Sifo Dyas ends up getting murdered. And we can go into that in another podcast. Dooku ends up taking over the project.
Right.
And through Sidious and him, they modified that programming. And even the Caminos were not aware of that. And so the programming was changed to all of the Jedi were going to be declared enemies and we have a death sentence on them. And so these chips were pretty much infallible. I mean, not infallible because there's going to be an example of where it failed, but
they were just more or less dormant until the command was issued.
And when the command was issued, it just reset the brain, and it basically brainwashed the clones.
Right.
And so we had discussed, the clones possibly resisting the order, but from what I read, it wasn't possible.
Okay.
They couldn't resist the order.
Well, I mean, they were tank bred, they were incubated, so it does make perfect sense.
And they had these chips in them, and whatever.
Right.
The technology was there.
Yeah, it just takes over their brain.
Yeah.
I see.
So, so it was a behavioral mod biochip, is basically what it was.
Okay.
And so,
see, he did a lot of research, guys.
So it was just
look at his notepad.
Yeah, so it was just a contingency plan, but Dooku and Sidious, thinking, because Sidious was thinking like decades ahead. I mean, if you think about it, he was running the
council. Well, I mean, he was Chancellor Palpatine for one on
Naboo. Yeah, he was running the Republic Army, and he was running the Dark Army also. And so,
what a pivotal character.
So his thing was he's going to create all this havoc so he could take over the Senate and eventually the Emperor. And he couldn't be Emperor with all the Jedi. It just wasn't. It wasn't going to happen.
They never suspected, though.
So we were talking about what if Order 66 failed.
Okay.
And really,
but before we do, bro, let me ask you this. Now, give us an example of how could it fail? The Jedi is able to defend better against it, maybe somehow see it coming, or what? Because you've already said basically the clones aren't going to not do it.
There were some clones that the chips malfunctioned.
Okay.
But it was also within Order 66 that if any clone army refused to follow the order, they were to be immediately killed.
Okay.
So the clones that didn't follow the order were killed.
Executed, yeah.
Yeah, immediately.
Well, I mean, that would probably be treason to them, so.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a choice. They were kind of brainwashed into doing it. Yeah, so
Okay, so then what would be the best way for it to fail? Would it be the Jedi reading into it better? I mean, because you have one Jedi against hundreds of clone armies they're
Yeah.
leading.
yeah. So there was
We'll just say what if. I mean, it's kind of hard to get into that, but go ahead.
there was 3 examples,
Okay.
and one of them's not going to look too good, but there was 3 examples where the Jedi or whoever could have seen this coming.
Okay.
And they could have gotten in and possibly modified the chips or gone to Camino and figured out how to, circumvent this order
Okay.
before it got implemented. Obviously, if Palpatine was killed and Dooku was killed already and there was nobody to implement Order 66, then they'd have been okay.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know, by all your research, was there only one person to give the order? Was it Palpatine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he did send the order to all the captains,
Okay.
and then the captains repeated it to everybody else on the radio. And
Gotcha.
so it was kind of just a chain reaction.
Okay.
So there was 3 different incidents where they could have prevented.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, is our favorite character, Yoda. He's so cute and he can do karate and stuff like that. So this was very early in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
And he had a Force vision. And it pretty much, there was an ambush before this, and he had a vision of Jek, one of the clones named Jek. He had a Force vision of Jek during the implementation of Order 66.
Okay.
And basically felt his change of attitude and saw him attacking Jedi.
Okay.
And so he considered the fact that there could be something messed up, but he didn't trust Force visions. We've seen this in past podcasts where his distrust of Force visions results in him not acting. Like, for example, the planet that was hit by solar flares. And Sifo Dyas had the Force vision, and it caused him basically to lose Dooku. But anyway.
Right. I remember that. That's when your whole anti-Yoda thing started.
Yeah, and I mean, this is another example of Yoda, all-knowing, all-powerful. He does not react. And so, getting this Force vision, instead of just saying, well, it's probably, I don't trust Force vision, but let's check this out. I mean, wouldn't that be what a good leader would do?
Well, yeah.
At least check it out and say, well, there's something not right here. Let's see if there's something going on with these clones. Because if he would have researched it and investigated it, especially if Palpatine didn't know, he could have researched, even ran a clone through a scanner or something like that.
Well, he even failed Anakin, if you remember in Revenge of the Sith. He came to Yoda one-on-one talking about these images, and Yoda more or less brushed them off. I mean,
Right.
if you think about it. So yeah, go ahead.
So if Yoda would have investigated, he might have figured this out, and he could have circumvented this years before the end of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Okay, second example, there was another Jedi named Eno Cordova. He had a Force vision of the fall of the Jedi.
Okay.
And he presented these visions to the Jedi Council.
He did present them?
Yes. And they didn't put any faith in his findings. Okay. So, Jedi Council again, it's hard to feel sorry for them when they made so many mistakes.
So he brings this to Yoda and describes what the vision is, and Yoda doesn't piece together now that that's 2 people, him and this Cordova had a vision?
Right. And I don't know that Eno Cordova actually saw that it was chips, biochips.
Okay.
He just saw the fall of the Jedi are being formed. Okay. This was later than Yoda's
Okay.
vision.
But it was after. You thought that, I mean, wouldn't that have kind of triggered Yoda to think, okay.
Yeah. And so the third episode was, there was a clone trooper. His name is Tube. He had a malfunction, and it caused his Order 66 to come out. And so he killed a Jedi Master Tiplar. So he killed Tiplar. Dooku and Sidious attempted to kidnap Tube, but they failed.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tube's best friend, his name is Advanced Recon Commando 5s.
Okay.
With the help of his medical droid, Ozzy 3, they removed his chip and discovered they were inside all the clones. Okay?
Okay.
And Fives told Palpatine, who framed Fives. Okay? And Fives was unable, and then Fives was able to talk to Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin Skywalker didn't believe him. So it's 3 episodes. So 3 things that happened that could have prevented him, possibly prevented Order 66. So we could take one of those.
I mean, you could.
But I mean, I think the worst one was Yoda not investigating.
Because he's already had a history of ignoring shit.
Now the third one, Anakin didn't believe it, but why would Anakin believe it?
Right.
And then because especially since they had labeled him a traitor, and he had all this trust in Palpatine at the time.
Right.
So it's like, oh, that's good. But that first one, let's say Yoda.
We'll go with that one.
Let's try to make Yoda the good guy and say Yoda investigates.
I mean, Yoda is a good guy.
Yeah.
But he's flawed.
It would be interesting to try to look and see why Yoda distrusted Force Vision so much.
Do you think at some point that, given his rank, and I hate to say this because it's not supposed to be the Jedi way, but do you think ego has to play a point there at some point? I mean, because he's supposed to be the all-powerful Jedi. He would be number 1 in the galaxy with Mace number 2 behind him.
Right.
But is it ego? Or what is it? Is it...
I don't know. I'm going to add this because I'm going to do a future future video.
Yeah, do. Because my question is, though, does he feel like he's flawless or something? I mean, I'm not trying to diss Yoda, and they got a lot of Yoda fans out there, but hey, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Like I said, so we'll go by the assumption he investigates. He finds the chips.
Mm-hmm.
They find some way to deactivate the chip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, I would send somebody to Kamino.
Yeah,
because especially since
that's where the facility was,
and especially since Kamino, from what my research, they were not aware that chip was modified.
Right.
They didn't know the order said what it said. They were kind of duped themselves.
Oh, sure.
And so, if they even if he sent somebody, I mean, maybe Sidious has enough knowledge or contacts that he would see that coming. You know, if they're investigating, but I mean, they framed this guy to prevent that knowledge from coming out.
So if we use the Yoda one, he does the investigating, and he's able to discover and stop it. I mean, the attempt at the first Galactic Empire is history. I mean, do you know how important it was to get the Jedi out of the way for them to succeed? Because if they start this Galactic Empire and all the Jedi go after him, I know Sidious is powerful, but that's asking an awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, Sidious is steering both sides of the war.
Right.
You know, he's in the Senate. He's one of the lead people in the Senate.
Chancellor Palpatine. And
he is, so he's leading the forces, and he's through Dooku and all his other dark side lords.
Mm-hmm.
He's manipulating their side also. So he can go either way. He can try to overthrow the Republic, or he could go the way he did and just take over the Republic and turn it into the Empire. I mean, it doesn't take away the Palpatine threat.
Right.
It just leaves the Jedi intact.
Well, but the thing is now is you don't just have Obi-Wan and Yoda trying to do away the Sith threat, but the entire Jedi Order.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, with all those maps, so you don't have, let's say you won't have Mace Windu facing him down like you did. You've got Mace Windu, you've got Yoda, you have all the Council, you have all their Padawans, all their Jedi Knights. I mean, I know of so many different Jedi in this. Like, you know the Zabrak, which was Darth Maul's race. There were 2 masters just in that race alone. You had Sinise Tin, you had Ki-Adi Mundi, Aegon Collar. I mean, these are just masters. And then you had the one I told you that survived Order 66, Quinlan Vos. You have Aayla Secura. I mean, you have Barriss Ophi. You have so many different Jedi that are so powerful that you wouldn't just have Yoda and Obi-Wan working on it.
Yeah, so they had flagged. Palpatine had flagged all the Jedi. He had research on all the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And he had flagged all the ones that were questionable, that were either disgruntled with the Force or whatever. So he had basically all the targets of...
He had detailed files on each.
Right. And so basically for Order 66 was modified for those Jedi that were questioned.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they caught them, they were given the option, turn to the dark side.
Or be executed, yeah.
And so the ones that turned to the dark side were all turned into Inquisitors.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So the Inquisitors, or most of them, are ex-Jedi that survived Order 66.
Okay.
So like, they approached Asuka and probably anybody else because they cornered her and gave her the option, but then she was able to get away.
Okay.
So she was able to get away, but she's just an example of she was either going to die or become an Inquisitor. And she somehow was powerful enough to get away.
Wow.
So they kind of knew all the questionable people, but...
Right. They also had the files on the ones they knew they just had to take out because they would not... Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, Palpatine, I think the result of them surviving Order 66 is he probably continues to do all this shady stuff and stay in the
seat that he was in. Okay, what happens with Anakin and him?
Well, he's still going to seduce him, don't you think?
Right. That's what I was wondering. Because I'm thinking, Anakin was already seduced when Order 66 was carried out? Because I think...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I think Mace Windu had already died, and Yoda felt it.
Okay,
Because he was on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee planet.
Yeah.
When he did, he drops his cane and he feels it.
So he is empowered because he is able to... So Palpatine, maybe he can't stand in the shadows because he's already that shriveled up dude. He's still probably, even without Order 66, he's still going to say, the Jedi tried to kill me.
Yeah.
And he's still going to turn them into the enemy. So there is a chance that he's still... There's still an empire.
I think at this point, though, it just, in my opinion, I think at that point, once he felt the fall of Mace Windu, and he tries to stay in power, I think the Jedi would have no choice but to alleviate that threat. I really do. I think that upon discovering he is the Sith Lord,
how are they going to know?
I guess the only people that knew were already wiped out by him in his
Mace
office.
and Anakin.
Yeah.
And then the ones he killed.
But if Anakin does indeed fall to the dark side, they're going to have to know he's following some Sith Lord. And you know they were already sketchy at Palpatine, so who do you think they're automatically going to go to?
Yeah, because they had all the video of Anakin killing Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm. So they'll automatically... wouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why he went dark, who's controlling him, because he already had Palpatine up his ass, practically.
So you don't think Palpatine immediately goes to the Senate, creates the Empire, and declares the Jedi
Public enemy. Oh, he probably does.
Yeah.
But who's going to go against him? I mean, he's going to order the clones to attack him either way, so the attack will be carried out regardless. I mean, if he's able to convince the entire council or the entire chambers that they are, then what's the next step after that?
Well, I mean, the Jedi, they're not necessarily, they're going to congregate and they're going to fight. It's not going to be a hidden thing, and the Empire is not just going to suddenly take over like they did. Because there's people withstanding them, and it's powerful force withstanding.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story right there, man.
It's a bigger war, and it's a Jedi war. You know,
and there have been those in the history, like you had the Jedi Civil War with the Mandalorians in the Old Republic. So
yeah, but I think it's a good chance that Palpatine still declares war on the Jedi. He's just that
I think you're right.
They don't all die.
They're not all wiped out like they were, but I mean, so they probably take over the Jedi Council or the Jedi Temple. They probably get all the kids out of there. I don't think they'll execute the kids. I know Anakin would, but maybe they don't execute the kids. Maybe they just Lock them up? I don't know. What would they do? I mean, they would instantly take what they could find at the Jedi Temple first.
Yeah.
I would think.
Well, the other big thing is all the bigwigs, Yoda, Obi-Wan, all of them. They're not in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're out there organizing and fighting and doing everything.
I mean, maybe they'll go into an exile, a temporary exile, to try to. Because I don't think they can. I don't know. I mean, look what they were able to do. They were able to form a rebellion without all the Jedi. So maybe the Jedi can still muster up a rebellion of their own. Because you still have all these. I think it's still a fair fight if you still have all the Jedi in existence. The Empire is always in danger.
Right.
I mean,
so they're definitely. It's going to be a bigger fight. It's not going to be peace in the galaxy with the Empire.
mm-hmm.
For 19 years or however long that lasted. Long enough to age Obi-Wan way old.
And Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and
Dumbledore.
I'm just saying 19 years in the Star Wars galaxy is not kind.
No, not at all.
Well, that's about the right mark, brother.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic, and whew.
You've really got my head spinning on these Star Wars ones today, bro. I'm telling you. But
Well,
yeah, please feel free to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, man. And tell us your thoughts in the comments section. If what happens if Order 66 is unsuccessful? That's a good one, brother.
Oh,
All right, man. Well, on that note, my man, I am outro.
you too.